Hey, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me for another illuminating conversation. As today we attempt to tackle a question as old as existence itself. It's a question that science, philosophy, and religions have been trying to answer for millennia. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why does God create the universe? This is a question that I think we've all asked at various times in our life, especially when we're going through a tough stretch. Is there a reason behind all this? What's the point? And so I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. I'd love to hear if you agree or disagree, what your beliefs are about the meaning and the purpose of our human existence. If you do enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. It really helps me out and helps me to get this message to more and more people. So let's dive in. Now, I'm not saying that I hold all the answers of the universe, but I do think that our modern day institutions have largely failed us when it comes to instilling a greater sense of meaning and purpose within our society. And this is evidenced by the mental health problems that we see today, the suicide rate, the lack of motivation and drive in our younger generations. And this is something that I sensed kind of viscerally when I was growing up in the church, is that religion is great, yes, for bringing people together, for bringing people a hope of something bigger than ourselves, a greater love, happiness, truth. But there is, I sense, a lack of appreciation and understanding in religion as to why we are here in this physical world. It felt like religion could only ever offer a sense of consolation to the bigger questions that it couldn't answer. Questions like, well, why does God need to create a universe in the first place? Why can't we all just go to heaven and be happy? Why do we have to endure this physical life? Why would God create this fallen universe with so much pain and suffering? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Why did God stuff me into this body and sentence me to this difficult life of suffering if I never asked to be here? Or did you? And now let's begin with the question, what is God in the first place? And this is purely my opinion. Your views and opinions may differ, but I define God as all that is. God is the sum total of all things. God is pure consciousness, pure awareness, infinite love, the great mind from which everything arises, the great cause behind all other causes. And so everything in this world that we see is a manifestation of God. It's a physical manifestation of the unseen, of pure consciousness. And so everything is God because, in my belief, there's nothing but God. And so imagine you are God. Put yourself in his or her shoes. You are infinite. You are timeless because you exist outside of time itself. You are everything because you exist outside of space. There is nothing to do because you've already done it. There's nowhere to go because you're already there. There is nobody else to interact with and relate to because you are the only one who is there. There is nothing to discover because you already know everything. And so everything is static if you are God. There is no movement, there is no growth, there's no learning, there is no goals, no dreams, no visions, no excitement for the future because there is no future. And so there is only you stretching out into infinity, forever alone with nothing but infinite time. And so you know yourself conceptually. You understand in a mental way that you are all things. But what you truly desire, the only thing that this infinite God lacks, is the ability to gain an experiential understanding of itself. It's the difference between reading online articles about how to ride a bike and actually going out and doing it, getting scuffed up and scratched up in the process and learning and improving your abilities and having the experience of doing so. And so this is what God wants, is the experience of itself. And so if you're God, the only thing to do is to create a game for yourself so that you can pretend that you don't know. All for the joy of discovering and experiencing yourself for the very first time. You have to forget to pretend you don't know yourself. And so you, as God, ask yourself the question, what would it be like to experience myself? Who am I? And so this is the first act of creation. This is the original sacrifice of God that all these religions talk about. When the one divides itself into many simply for the joy of experiencing the infinite love that it has for itself through this game of separation and limitation. And so this consuming fire of God separates itself into these infinite little sparks. And these little sparks are what we would call souls, individuals. And these souls get to travel throughout the created universe, having whatever experiences that they choose. And so each soul is a little microcosmic creator of an experience, made in the image of the macrocosmic creator of God, as our spiritual texts tell us. And so this is, in my opinion, the missing piece of religion, is a true appreciation of what a privilege it is to be here on this earth. And I think it's just very interesting that everybody in various communities are kind of looking forward to the day when they die and get to heaven and escaped this pain and suffering that we are forced to endure here on earth. And so the funny and kind of tragic irony is that we spend our whole lives wishing our life away. We spend our whole life looking forward to the day when we can be eternally happy and dance forever in heaven. But when that day finally does come and we leave this body and return to spirit, all we really want is to come back, to go on more adventures, to experience the nuances of who we are in the depths of our soul, to watch ourselves overcome challenges and do things that we never thought we could do. That is the name of the game. I liken this a lot to what most of us went through during quarantine. I think it's safe to say that a lot of people before the pandemic hit would do anything for a day off. Most of us were kind of sleepwalking through life. We were showing up mindlessly at a job that didn't fulfill us. I was going to school at the time. Everybody around me and around the world was exhausted, sick and tired of life, overworked, underpaid. And everybody said, I'd give an arm and a leg just to sit around all day and in my pajamas and do nothing. And then we have this pandemic and we get our wish. We had no choice but to sit around and do nothing. And if you're anything like me, when it first happened, I was like, this is awesome. Like, what else could I ask for? I get to sleep in, have my lazy mornings to myself, no responsibilities. I sit around, drink my coffee, crack open a good book. I get to hang out all day with my family and cook these elaborate meals. And it was great. But after a while, after doing this for days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, you start to think, actually, it's kind of boring doing the same thing every day. I kind of wish that I could get out of the house and do something, that there was some sense of adventure and discovery in my life. As much as I hate my job, I kind of wish that I had something to do, to leave the house. And I kind of wish that I had some sort of responsibility or some sense of growth and progress in my life. As much as I can't stand my coworkers and my classmates, I kind of miss them a little bit. And so these hard things that we were wishing away, that we wish we didn't have to deal with, we kind of missed them. We kind of wanted the challenges to push ourselves so that we could grow, so that we could expand as beings. And so this is the way it is with life. Many times we can't stand our life. We want to be anywhere else. But what we don't realize is that this is really where it's at. This is what it's about. This game is all there is in the universe. We spend our entire life trying to escape our pain and suffering. But when we do get back to the spirit side and we have a chance to decompress and review our life and kind of exhale, what we realize is, wow, I was never alone. Everything about my life was absolutely perfect. Even the things that I complained about and I hated, it was all perfect. I remember now. I chose all of it. And we go, wow, that was really hard. That one pushed me to my limits. It really extracted the most out of me. And I thought I couldn't make it at times. I didn't know if I could do it, but I did. And as hard as that was awesome. That was the thrill of a lifetime. There's nothing like experiencing the things that I experienced. And so we go, I need a little time to unwind after that one and exhale. But after a while we say, you know what? I miss it. God, can I go back? Can I have another adventure? And so this is why I think the idea that's been conveyed to us about this one life, this one and done, one life and you go to heaven or go to hell, I think this is ridiculous, because what are you really going to do with all that time? If you really want to experience yourself and experience growth and maximize your potential as this infinite spiritual being, you're going to want to have as many experiences as you can. It's like learning to surf. If you want to learn to surf, you don't just catch one wave and call it a day. You get to go back and catch as many as you like. That's what the game is all about. And so here we are. Here we find ourselves once again together in this temporary state of forgetfulness, the veil that's been sort of drawn over our eyes. Many of us feel really alone at this time, like we are going through things that we don't know if they're going to get better, if we are going to make it and thrive and reach our goals and actualize our potential. A lot of us feel just betrayed by life, forgotten by God, dreaming of a time when we can finally be free and happy once again. But the thing that I think we need to remember, and my message for you, is that the whole game, at the end of all religious and spiritual teachings and personal development, is to remember the truth of who we are. It's to wake up within the dream. It's to remember that this is the dream. The physical life is the dream. None of us are really from here. We all come from a place that's beyond this physical world. But while we're here, we have a very important role to play. There is no soul like you. There is no soul that ever has been or ever will be the unique emanation of spirit that you represent. And so God can only experience himself through you, through your life. It's through the explorative creative process as you build your life and create your experience. And so remember that it is really a privilege to be here on this planet now. As difficult as it is, as fast as things are moving, we won the lottery because we were among the chosen few to be on this planet at this time, to usher in this new age for humanity as we make a cosmic leap in consciousness, as our species finally awakens to our greater place in the universal story and in the divine plan. And so enjoy this journey, enjoy the ride, savor every drop of the experience that you get to create. There really is nothing like it. And so I hope this message was inspiring and empowering for you wherever you might find yourself in your life right now. I know this has been a long and difficult year for a lot of people, but as we go into the new year, I think we can really, really set our intentions to make it a great one and to really experience ourselves thriving and being a lighthouse, a leader for other people who are going through this awakening process as well. And so let me know if this video landed with you. Share your thoughts and comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, love interacting with you guys. Have an amazing week. I'll be back again throughout the week with more content, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you guys then.